What's going on, everyone? Tonight, Game 7 between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat will play off, and the winner will face the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. And now, this has been a great series, but Boston has looked like the better team throughout. I mean, they just are bigger, they're stronger, they seem, more consistent in many ways. They have definitely more scoring on their side. Tremendous defense. They are arguably the best defensive team in the league. You can make an argument Miami's defense is really good, but I just think Boston is on another level. However, when it comes to this game in Game 7, I really think Boston's going to lose this series. And I thought from day one, Boston would get the job done. From day one, I thought Boston was going to be in the NBA Finals. I thought that they would play, whoever came out. Obviously, it was the Golden State Warriors, but I think Boston and Golden State would be a great matchup. It'd be interesting to see how would Boston's defense hold up against all of the shooting that the Golden State Warriors have, all of, the ball screens, pick and pops, everything that they just orchestrate in their free-flowing offense. And I just think that Boston would have their hands full with the Warriors, but I definitely think that they, again, have the size. They have everything you need to be successful to win the championship. But I think Boston really dropped the ball by not closing out in Game 6. I mean, they stole Game 5, and it looked like, okay, here it is. Boston's just clearly the better team. They've been the better team throughout. Miami looked like they were just done. Miami looked like they were just completely exhausted. Jimmy Butler looked like he was on one leg. He looked like he couldn't, find it in anymore. Boston just seemed to be too much for them. But then they dropped the ball in Game 6, and Miami won and lit a fire, and Jimmy Butler went off. And basically all of the concerns we had about Miami not being able to get the job done and just being the lesser team against the Celtics, I think was a big issue. And Boston throughout this entire playoff series has been so inconsistent. I think that this is the time that it's going to bite them. Because nonetheless, however you feel about this series, however you feel about Miami, they are very consistent in what they do as far as like the intangibles and just staying, engaged, staying focused. They just were in a bad slump. You had Strus who couldn't make a basket. I mean, and that dude was lights out most of the playoffs. And, he still has been struggling. But I could see in a Game 7 where he steps up and he knocks down 3 or 4 threes. I think Jimmy Butler is, again, going to have a huge game. I think he's going to get, 30 plus a game. I just think Miami now feels like, okay, we overcame those hurdles. We thought we were dead. Well, now you gave Miami a second breath of life. You gave Miami another chance, another opportunity to really feel like, okay, we can win this series and we can get to the finals. And then we'll worry about Golden State when we get there, which I think is the best case scenario for the Warriors, because I think Miami, if they win this game tonight, are going to be exhausted come the finals time. And I think Miami's going to be in a tough position because everyone's hobbled, everyone's kind of on one leg. But I just think the adrenaline, the excitement, the belief, everything is there for Miami to get the job done tonight. And I don't want to say definitely Miami's going to win. I just think Boston's good enough to where they can get hot, where they can do what they need to do to win this game. They know what they need to win this series, but you gave Miami home court again, and you had the real opportunity to close it out. You had the real opportunity to get the job done, but you just let Miami steal that game that they shouldn't have stolen. This should have been over in 6, and it wasn't. And now Miami has all the momentum, all of the belief, all of everything going into home court, which is a huge advantage. And yes, Boston has won in Miami before, so it's not like, that means they can't win again. Of course they can. And I don't want to completely rule out the Celtics, but I just think that they really missed their mark. I really think that they missed their opportunity to get and seal the deal, which goes into, many things, lack of experience, lack of consistency that Boston has shown throughout these playoffs. I mean, they've had, 1 or 2 games every series that they should have won, that they should have closed out, that they should have gotten the job done, and they just didn't. They're not doing the best job of closing out series when they need to. And Boston has had an incredible journey into this position. I mean, they've gone through all the tough teams, all the teams that people thought were going to win the championship. They've powered through all of them to reach this point. And Miami has been that team that has just been consistent all year. They've done what they needed to do. I think that they have that belief. They have that infrastructure. They have the coaching. They have, that that franchise that has that philosophy instilled in their minds. I just think that they're just mentally going to be tougher in this game, and I could see Boston just collapsing in many ways. And I could be completely wrong, and maybe at the end of the day today, this video will age poorly. But I really think Miami is going to make it to the NBA Finals. I think Miami is going to get the job done, and I think Boston dropped the ball. I really do. I think Boston they had the bag and they fumbled it, so to speak. So as always, this is a discussion though. So I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Who do you got winning tonight? Do you got Boston? Do you got Miami? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If you disagree with me, what is your counter argument? Like what is your thought process? It's one thing to disagree with me, but I'd like to hear the other side. I'd like to hear some other perspectives and some other thoughts as to, how Boston can overcome it. I definitely think Boston is the better team. I just think that they lack the experience, they lack the discipline, and they lack the consistency to get this job done. And I think Miami, it's one game. And I think Miami can pull what they need together to get one game won, to do what they need to do. They have their home court behind them. They have everything they need. And I just think unless Boston comes out guns blazing and they're just hot and on fire and they're just, hitting everything, which we've seen them do that on several occasions. If we get that Boston team, if we get the Boston team that just, are blowing teams out by 30, then yeah, I think they win this game. But I think if it comes down and it is crunch time and it is a, 5-point game one way or another, I think Miami closes it out. I think Miami does the intangibles, does, the hustle plays, does the things necessary to win this game. And I think that that's all being powered and at the helm of Jimmy Butler. I just think Jimmy Butler is that spark. And I think as long as he has a good game, I think Miami is going to win this game. I think if he comes out and Butler is just kind of flat, or he just gave his all and now he's just kind of done going into this game, then yeah, I think Boston wins it. But I think it's going to ride on the shoulders of Jimmy Butler, and I trust Jimmy Butler to get it done. But again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Follow by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.